Caitlin Clark just dropped her daily off-season workout, and it's absolutely insane.
Did you hear? Caitlin Clark is not just training for next season, but also smashing all records at the gym.
The league is not ready for Caitlin Clark 3.0.
All right, we are back with another weight room lift. Here we go. Oh, the girl is strong.
Caitlin Clark is taking her off-season training to a whole new level, and it's absolutely wild. If you haven't seen it, trust me, you're missing out. Caitlin isn't just preparing for next season, she's setting herself up to break records.
It's a big deal that she's put on weight, that she's put on size. A lot of people have a theory that some of her comments that she made has to do with the fact that she's trying not to get the crap beat at her during the WNBA season.
And completely dominate the court. The WNBA better be ready for a Caitlin Clark 3.0. She's coming in stronger, tougher, and more focused than ever before. This off-season, Clark has been in full beast mode, honing every part of her game. We all know her shooting skills are off the charts, but now she's adding some serious muscle to
on some of the things that Caitlin Clark is working on in her off-season. It seems like she is looking to expand her game.
Go with that talent. She's been hitting the gym with a vengeance, working on her strength and physicality to make sure she's ready for whatever comes her way next season. This transformation isn't just about putting on muscle, it's about making a statement. Nobody is going to push her around on that court anymore. Clark is taking a different approach this.
Look, I reckon Caitlin Clark is going to be even better coming into the season. Just look at her arms, for God's sake. Video on that. Look at how much bigger her arms are.
Off-season compared to her peers. Last season, defenders tried to get physical with her.
Gym. Angel Reese is perfecting her dance moves on TikTok and pretending to be busy. Clark is focused on improving her on-court performance. And on the other hand, we have Angel Reese, who seems much more interested in doing podcasts and talk shows than practicing for her actual sport. When you think about it, the mentality of both these athletes is poles apart, and so is their performance. While Angel seems distracted, Clark is laser focused on her goals.
She's not doing all this extra garbage. She lives her life. She went on vacation. She's playing golf. And she's back in the gym. We have not seen one video of Angel Reese back in any gym.
Thinking they could rattle her. But now, she's preparing to fight back, stronger and more determined than ever. Her off-season focus isn't just on her jump shot or handles, it's about getting stronger, faster, and more unstoppable. She's clearly been putting in the work, and the results are already showing, while
Reese, however, is still stuck up on her Instagram influence era and looks miles away from WNBA practice compared to Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is busy putting in the hours at the gym and refining her game. Other athletes are taking a more laid-back approach.
First, Caitlin starts off with a trap bar deadlift, which is actually great, as it's a great movement to strengthen the legs, hips, and posterior chain, and it's better than a squat and barbell deadlift because you're able to accelerate faster. But then she does a dumbbell bench press, with the first couple reps being with one arm at the top, and then she does it normally with two arms.
Take Angel Reese, for example, spending time on TikTok and podcasts, instead of focusing on what's happening on the court. It's clear that Caitlin Clark's mindset is on another level. She's not distracted by fame or social media, she's laser-focused on becoming the best in the game. The WNBA is getting tougher, and Caitlin Clark knows it. She's preparing for the physical challenges ahead, working like she's training for a UFC fight.
That it's like 50-54 is crazy, like that's 93% through 50, which is madness. Like, that's a serious number.
She's not out there for the spotlight, she's in the gym, working tirelessly to improve and to make sure that when next season rolls around, she's a force to be reckoned with. Her off-season workouts are insane. From deadlifts to bench presses, she's targeting every part of her body to get stronger, faster, and more explosive. Last season, Clark was often the target of hard fouls and physical play, but that's not going to happen again. She's built.
Bro, I feel like Caitlin Clark is going to be so locked in this 2025 season. I believe Caitlin Clark is going to get that MVP. I believe she's going to beat out A'ja Wilson, get the WNBA MVP, and submit her legacy now. She's moving on to another spot on the court.
That's right. Clark's aiming for the 2025 MVP.
Building the strength to handle whatever comes her way. I'm telling you, Caitlin Clark is on track to have a career-defining 2025 season. She's trained
work out, you'd think that she's preparing for a wrestling match. And why not? Last season's fouls were no less than a wrestling matchup. Remember when Dejanai Carrington poked Clark's eye out? That moment is still etched in our memory.
like she's preparing for a championship, and there's no doubt she's aiming for the MVP. This season, she's not just...
But I think it was a careless basketball play. I wouldn't go as far to say that I think Dejanai Carrington poked her in the eye on purpose. However, I do think that she was reckless when she was going for the steal. She didn't care where her hand landed.
Going to be the best shooter in the league, she's going to break defenses down like a wrecking ball. The competition is only getting fiercer in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is ready for it. She's locked in, focused, and committed to becoming the best. If you haven't been paying attention, now's
proper perspective. The Indiana Fever rookie was fouled Saturday night by Chicago Sky guard Kennedy Carter on an inbounds play. The foul was later upgraded to a flagrant 1 violation after league review the very next day.
The time to start. She's about to make her mark in a way that will leave the rest of the league in the dust. The moment is still fresh in our minds. It was a tough foul, one of those that you don't expect to see in a professional game. But Caitlin Clark handled it like the champion she is. Even though the foul was reckless, she stayed cool under pressure and didn't let it faze her. Sure, it wasn't intentional, but that doesn't change.
Today, Caitlin Clark says no to the 3v3 Unrivaled League. How much money did they offer the GOAT? Well, New York Post is reporting Caitlin Clark reportedly turned down a $1 million offer to join the league co-founded by WNBA stars Brianna Stewart.
The fact that the play was careless. When Dee Carrington went for the steal, she didn't seem to care where her hand landed. It was unnecessary, and the referees didn't even penalize her beyond a warning. But that wasn't the only rough moment Clark faced last season. Remember the time Kennedy Carter knocked Caitlin Clark to the ground on an inbounds play? The incident was brutal, but the Real kicker came the next day, when the league reviewed the play and upgraded it to a flagrant foul. Yet, despite the physicality and the rough play, Clark came back stronger, faster, and more determined than ever.
Well, Angel Reese, yesterday, for her unrivaled team, the Rose Basketball Club, she had her worst, what can be described as her worst professional basketball game. Angel Reese, that's right.
This offseason, she's been working on everything, her shot, her strength, and her mental game. So when the next season rolls around, no one will forget those fouls. She's locked in, and ready to make every one of her opponents remember just who they're dealing with. But here's the real kicker, Caitlin Clark's focus isn't just on getting better on the court. She's also making big...
Clark working on her inside and her up-close game is only going to make her better. It's a big deal that she's put on weight.
Decisions off the court. Despite a tempting offer from the unrivaled 3v3 league, a $1 million deal to join a team co-founded by WNBA stars Brianna Stewart and Nafessa Collier, Clark turned it down. Why? Because she's all about the bigger picture. She knows that greatness doesn't come from extra fame or side money, it comes from putting in the work, focusing on her goals, and dedicating herself to being the best in the game. Meanwhile, Angel Reese took the offer, choosing fame and fortune over improving her game. But let's be honest, her performance took a hit. Angel's decision may have been financially smart, but when it comes to basketball, it hasn't paid off yet. On the other hand, Caitlin Clark has been leveling up her skills at an unbelievable pace. Her ball handling is sharper than ever, and her shooting range? It's only getting deeper. Clark isn't just improving, she's evolving into an unstoppable force. This offseason, Clark has been putting on muscle and working on her inside game. When she came into the league, many doubted her. Some questioned whether her skills would translate to the pro level, while others flat out hated on her success. But now, after proving herself in her debut season, she's determined to silence her critics once and for all. She's ready to show